What's going on, YouTube? So this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm here in my car still, and I just want to make this other video. So last night, what happened? So this is just updating and connecting more of the hospital astral projection experiences with thoughts being planted into me and me sharing those videos and experiences and it coming up from the subconscious. And sometimes, they can just be random sentences to plug me back into the physical here. Like there might be a car honk that goes off, or like someone dropping some wood outside, whatever. Train, people talking, whatever. And then to amplify that and just make sure that my spirit body is locked here in the physical, they might plant thoughts in and they might be random sentences. That when I've been in that space of just coming out of the astrals, it's like grogginess, and I then repeat them, and then I'm like, hold on, that thought doesn't belong to me, and then I say that, and then I'm really here in this physical. And other times, if I haven't seen you know the numbers, the 3, the 6, or the 9, those have been planted into me and risen up from my subconscious. And there definitely is a relationship. Like I just said those numbers now, and I felt something very brief in the left side of my brain. They just want that reptilian side of the brain to be active 25/7. But that has happened, and other times, it's been songs. Like after I had a specific experience, it was a song that was just playing on a loop, and I'm like, I did not, this is not me. This is some body literally pressing play, and it's having an effect on my spirit body. Whoever has access and how they have access, that's not, I don't have that answer. I just know that that's not me, you know, coming up from just inside of me and it being me 100%. So tying all that together, and, as of recently, I know my brother relates to this, but just like the sleeping, we're sleeping right now, but for the purpose of this video, this is the dream world. Purpose of this video, though, when, I've been in bed and I go off into the astrals and then come back, that's definitely someone or some people sending my astral body back to this physical and then determining when I can be back in the astrals. So how that happens is like I'm sent back and then they keep me here. There's maybe a sound outside, thoughts rising up from inside of me that don't belong to me, that are from the subconscious, random ass thoughts, or numbers, right? Those numbers, or numbers that have those numbers, because there's only 9 numbers, but going forward and up, 20s and 40s, etc. But with those numbers on the end, or it being music, and then this might happen at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m., and then I'm not back off into the astrals because I know it's not me, because I'll just focus on breathing and get things off my mind, like focus on other stuff from my past or people that love me, my ancestors, etc. And then at some point it just stops. Like that whole energy stops. And then now my body is like getting more tired. And then at some point, I'm back in the astrals. So yeah, it's a little disruptive to the body's natural cycle, if you want to say like sleep cycle. But just the natural cycle, period. But last night, let's talk about what happened. So I'm living with 2 roommates right now, right? And one of them is a 63 being, the other one is, let me not even go there. Actually I will, nephilim. Yeah, one of these nephilim giants. But obviously they're not giant. We all shrunk. We used to be huge. These trees that we see are bushes. We were big as hell. I know this and can state this, not because of the videos of multiple people saying this, but because of that memory that I had that unfolded. But getting back to this, so last night I felt, after, going to bed at like 10 or 11 and then getting pulled back into my body, sent back to my body at midnight, 12 something, and then not being allowed to go back into the astrals till 5 something, or after 5. And the experience that happened, I felt this itch on the left side of my leg and my gluteus maximus, and I responded, and I was now in the astrals, and it was my astral body. But that impulse came from outside of myself, like that my body has an itch right now. And then once I did that, it's like I lost, I don't want to say like control, but my body was just being manipulated. I was saying whatever, and I know it was because of that one roommate, that is the one with the carbon in their avatar, and the other roommate in the astrals, like things were slightly moved around, the doors to the left when I'm facing the wall, but in the astrals it was just straight ahead. And I was gonna go out, and I was just pleading energetically for somebody to help me. There's someone help me get out of this situation, because I didn't have control of my body, and it felt uncomfortable. And the other roommate came in, and then in the astrals it was like my avatar like attacked him, and yeah, it just wasn't a good situation. But I then came back to my body, and I was like, oh wow, this hasn't happened before. But I knew it was the first roommate that was controlling everything. And I will say now, here in the physical, I've noticed just a couple of times when I've been meditating or doing something and I get an itch, and it's just out of the blue. And then once I, itch it, it goes away. And it's not like the impulse itches that I've had before, on my body specifically. But when I was in meditation the other day, it felt like something bit me. And there was no bug on me. There was no bug around me on that part of my body. And once I returned back to my body, I knew that moment, here in this physical, was just like how it went down in the astrals. And the person that's pulling the strings doing that is that one roommate. Now, how is it being done? He just got a computer built. And someone else came and built it. Took a while, but it's now officially built. And I know that it's because of this computer that's built that he has access somehow, some way, to that spiritual body of mine that has an effect on the physical for me here. So tying all that information again together, now that I know that he's played with my body in the physical here and in the astrals, and over the course of ever since I posted the first video about planting thoughts into you and downloading information into you, and then me coming out of the astrals and spitting out random words, random sentences that do not belong to me, but for whatever the reason, I'm regurgitating, and I don't have that power in that moment to stop it. There's been times where I do have the power and I say, that thought doesn't belong to me. But there's been other times it's just an immediate flow, an immediate connection. So I am making this just to document the experience, but also, like I said, starting off, tying the hospital experiences together, and then people saying, oh, you're going to have a breakdown. I'm like, I don't see myself doing that. Even if things get rough, like, I might argue with somebody, but especially with where I am, all right, I'm going to go sit outside and stare at the sun. That's where I'm at. I'm going to light a candle and speak to my ancestors internally. Speak to God, to the Most High Mother and Father. But yeah, it's just, if they've they being, you know, the oppressors, and then, you know, specifically this roommate, over just the course of this past month, couple months of just planting thoughts into me, and then having agency over my avatar in the physical as well as now in the astrals, straight up becoming a puppet for somebody else to just pull the strings and manipulate. You move where I want you to move, you do what I want you to do. And yeah, I mean, it is reality. So I'm also making this to share. If you come across this video and you know anybody that is going through anything similar and they're sharing it with you, believe them. Believe them. But yeah, I returned to my body, and I just felt, you know, not peaceful. And then I started my day, but it was just kind of, I can't even find the word. It was just a lot. So I feel I've made my point in connecting everything that I've said, you know, in previous videos to now, and that this is very real, planting thoughts into you, controlling your body, and it starts from the spiritual that will have an effect on the physical, you know, and people with breakdowns and whatever. So yeah, I'm saying, I feel I've said everything and it makes sense, so I'm going to end this video now by saying I send peace, courage, protection, and divine cosmic love to all 9 ether beings who are on their journey of remembering their divinity and remembering who they are. Peace.